All right, first and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and who is worthy to be counted for double honors. Peace and salutation to you brothers out there pushing this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and for love of the gospel. It's your brother Gabari from the Indiana camp coming back at you, give one another sit down. And I just got a few videos that I'm going to play here, and then we'll get a couple of scriptures. Lord, I ain't going to try to make this too long, try to make it brief, quick, fast, and in a hurry. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, this is in Tel Aviv, Israel, and this was yesterday. Well, I guess technically today is still 11 o'clock, but 10 o'clock. So this was today earlier in Tel Aviv. So let's go ahead and get into it. So yeah, so those are cruise missiles shot by Iran, and they're flying over Tel Aviv in the sky. You see. So you're basically just seeing what a missile defense system is. When someone shoots missiles over, to your country and it gets within a certain range, you shoot other missiles to intercept those. This is happening over Israel. You see.
We're on the ground in the region on day 8 of the Iran war. Here are the key things happening across the Middle East today. In Iran, the United States says it's carried out the biggest bombing campaign of the war so far overnight. As the conflict enters its second week, President Donald Trump insists there will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. In response, Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian says that the U.S.
See, and this is how we know that we're going to enter into the third woe. Is because what? Basically, as you heard him say, he said, listen, there isn't going to be no peace treaty, no deal, unless Iran completely surrenders. And Iran doesn't have what is it? What am I trying to say? It doesn't have no mind of surrendering right now. Right now, matter of fact, we're gonna get that in the book of Joel. He says right now the weak is saying that they're strong. All right. See, the thing about it is, Donald Trump has that stout look. He has that pride. We're thinking America is still a threat, but not knowing that now these other countries have the same nuclear capability that we have. Or well, America has. I ain't gonna say we, but America has. All right. So what? They're waking up to a lot of basically the big bully. See, Iran also has what he has China and Russia backing them too. All right.
Demand is a dream that they should take to their grave. 3 American bombers that can carry 24 cruise missiles known as the Bone have landed at Fairford Air Base in the UK. As Trump warns Iran, it will be hit very hard. The IDF says that it has begun a broad wave of strikes towards infrastructure of the Iranian terror regime in Tehran and Isfahan. A police station in the western part of the country has been destroyed in one of those Israeli airstrikes. And explosions have been heard and smoke seen across the country, with Iran retaliating by firing missiles across the region, including Israel. Israel also continues to up its attacks on Lebanon, causing heavy explosions and smoke in Beirut's southern suburbs, a stronghold of the Iran-backed Hezbollah militia. There are warnings of a major humanitarian crisis as Israeli strikes displace thousands and widespread evacuation orders continue to be issued. The Gulf states have intercepted more ballistic missiles and drones today as Iran launched another wave of retaliatory strikes. Saudi Arabia says it stopped 4 drones attacking the country's Shaiba oil field in a second attack within hours. In Dubai, people heard several blasts throughout the morning with Emirati authorities saying that there had been a minor incident resulting from the fall of debris after an interception. There was a direct hit from a drone on the main airport, narrowly missing one of the terminal buildings. Questions are being raised over Russia's role in the war now, after a new report said that Moscow is providing intelligence that could help Tehran strike US military assets in the region. The second British government chartered flight from the Middle East has landed at Gatwick Airport. As of now, more than 9,000 Britons have returned from the United Arab Emirates since the conflict began a week ago. 2 Royal Navy Wildcat helicopters have now arrived in Cyprus with specialist equipment for tracking and intercepting drones. And 4 RAF Typhoon fighter jets have landed in Qatar to join 4 that are already there. HMS Dragon, the warship, will leave for Cyprus within the next few days, but the head of the British military has refused 3 times in an interview to provide a specific date. And we now understand that the British government is considering deploying one of its 2 aircraft carriers. HMS Prince of Wales has been ordered to get up to readiness so that the Prime Minister has more options should he need it. We're on the ground in the region.
The girl was excitedly showing off the money she received from joining the army last month, but now she's crying and wants to quit. She decided to enlist because she could not find a stable job. She signed an 8-year contract and agreed to possible overseas assignments and deployment to dangerous areas. At the time, she was excited because she received a signing bonus and believed military life would mostly be safe. But things changed quickly. After tensions and conflict between the United States and Iran recently escalated, she was reportedly told she could be sent to serve in the region. That is when the reality of the situation hit her. She said she suddenly realized she might face real danger and possibly risk her life. Now she says she regrets the decision and wishes she could leave the military. However, leaving is not simple. Once someone signs a military contract and enters service, quitting is not an option. If a soldier refuses orders or tries to leave without permission, they can face serious consequences, including punishment under military law or even a military court. Some people say she should have understood the risks before signing the contract. Others say many young people join the military without fully understanding what they are agreeing to. What do you think? Should it be easier for new recruits to change their mind? The girl.
Yeah, man. So basically, I'm making this video, man, just as like, man, the things that we're seeing now happen, that's the reason why I started off with that video. The missiles being flown over Israel, them showing off their missile defense system, with the things ramping up between Russia, America, Iran, everything that's happening, it's crazy because there's so much happening. You can't just talk about one thing, it's so much going on, and it's like every time you turn on the news, every time you look up, it's something happening by the hour, I'm pretty sure if I go on social media right now or go on YouTube and look up, I'm pretty sure something else was bombed or something else was hit by a missile or something else was going on, But the thing about it is, we've told you people these things. We've been telling you these things for years now, from our elder apostles to their elder apostles on down. All right. And then when what the apostles hit on the internet in 2007, things just got ramped. Things just ramped up, man. Now within 19 years, you see, basically we're right there. I ain't even gonna say we're approaching it. We're right there at the door. Things are ramping up fast, and the last video I showed you of the girl enlisting in the military. See, listen, that's gonna be on your fault, man. Matter of fact, let me get that in Isaiah. And she looked it pretty young too. She looked like she was no older than probably 19, maybe 22, 23. All right, but we've been telling Jake about enlisting in his military. Now you finna get your ass blown to smithereens with this place, because why? You just wanted to earn a bag. All right, what is that? Isaiah 36. Yep, Isaiah 36 and verse 6. It says, "Lo, thou trusted in the staff of a broken reed." Right? See, now a staff is something that you use for support. All right. But here you're trusting in this so-called support system, but the reed, the part that you put your hand on, is broken. So when you go to lean on it, you're doing more harm than good. See, she's thinking that she was gonna get into the military, thinking she was gonna make a bag and then just get out. But no, now guess what? Now you finna go get shipped off to World War III. Now you finna die for Esau. All right. And guess what? That's not the only trickery that's going to be happening, man. Listen, when Esau get his hands on the MOTB and implement it, where now you have to take it, a lot of Jake is going to get bamboozled. You see, a lot of people. Scripture talks about that in Revelations. It says what who deceive them that take the mark. You see. So right now he's using scare tactic and fear tactics. Talk about what World War III is imminent. What the economy crashing, and a lot of people are gonna be scared, and a lot of people ain't gonna want to know what answers is. And guess what he's gonna come for his answer? Oh well, just take this, just take this chip, and everything. The economy is gonna bounce back. Everything is gonna be one world government, and and then what? A lot of Jake is gonna get it, thinking that things are gonna go back to normal, but it's not. This place is over, man. We are literally in the days of the so-called white man's rulership. We're in the last days of his rulership. All right. Hey, you got and you always have to think, man, this man comes with deception. It's a reason why we call him the devil. All right. It says this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So Pharaoh, king of Egypt, is to all that trust in him, you see? And a lot of these people, even say that basically, and I'm talking for both sides too. When I say all these people, I'm talking for both sides, the so-called liberals and the so-called conservatives. They both believe they both believe on the well-being of America, even though you have what the liberals don't believe in Trump or whatever, but they still believe on that philosophy of America. They still want to see America thrive. That's why they always talk about, oh, right wing, left wing. Well, guess what? It's a part of the same bird, flying to the same destination. You see, it doesn't matter who's fucking in office. You can have fucking Obama back in office. These things will still happen. All right. A lot of people is blaming Donald Trump, and even in his even when Donald Trump made that saying a couple of days ago, we say what he was anointed by the Lord. And that's actually true. He was put in that place. The Lord put him in that place to usher in all the things that's happening now. But he's thinking it's going to be for what the betterment of America. But really, to be honest, it's going to be opposite, the downfall. All right. And it didn't matter if Donald Trump won the election, if fucking Kamala Harris won the election. It didn't matter who was in the office. This place will go down. This place will go down nonetheless. All right. It doesn't matter if you have a conservative, a liberal. It doesn't matter who is in that office, Democrat, Republican. This place is through. All right. And we've been telling you these things for years. All right. Now we're finally seeing the fruits of our labor, the things that we've been prophesying to you finally happen. It's there. You can turn on the news and watch it. It's no more. It's no more a fantasy. It's no more just think about it. No, you can actually see it happening. When I seen the missiles fly through across the sky, I got, bro. You don't have a big of a smile I got on my face to finally see that. I finally feel I can finally know how Tobit felt when he seen the fall of Nineveh. To see that it just brings a glad look on you. You just you get overwhelmed. Not necessarily overwhelmed, but you just feel a state of euphoria. But like, damn, man, this is really finna happen. This is really finna happen. Things are finna pop off. What does the scripture say? Let me grab this right quick. And these are all scriptures that we've been reading to you. Isaiah 9:5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confusing noise and garments rolled in blood. It says, but what this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. We're talking about what? This World War III, this war that's coming upon this planet Earth very soon. This is going to be what will fuels of fire, because why? It's going to be a war with missiles. All right. We'll fill with the fuels of fire. So I'm with the ICBM missiles, the glittering arrow. All right. That's how this war is going to be taken by. And this war is going to issue in the downfall of Esau, and really talking about the downfall of the Gentile ruling forever. No other Gentile, no other heathen nation is going to rule after this war. After this war, what Israel is going to be established. You see? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and grab this. This is Revelation chapter 21 and verse 1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there were no more seas." You see? So what that first heaven is talking about, what this present world that we're in, what is gone, is passed away, and you're not going to see it no more. All right? Because in the book of Job says, "Where he shall fly away as a dream of the night. The eye which saw him shall see him no more," which is double fold, because why, he will get eradicated, but also they're not going to see him in power no more. You know, once Esau Edom gets taken down, he's not going to rule again. He's not going to have his rebirth. He's not going to rise up as he's not going to rise up from the ashes as the phoenix, as he so think he is. You see, once he gets put down, he's going to be put down forever. All right. Verse 2, it says, "And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh of heaven, of the heavens, prepared as a bride adorned for her garments. And I heard a great voice out of the heavens saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he would dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their God." You see? And that day is gonna basically be Yahweh Shai getting everything that he just deserves. Matter of fact, doesn't it says in the book of what is it, Sirach, the Lord shall put one over that's profitable. That is that day, you know. And in due time, let me see. It might be 10. Hold on. Yep. Sirach 10 and 3, it says, "An unwise king destroyed." All right, I'm gonna make this quick. My phone just ran out of storage. I had to delete some shit to get some more storage, and my phone finna die. So finish this up right quick. Yeah, this is Sirach 10 in verse 3. It says, "An unwise king destroyeth his people, but but uh through the but though the prudent of him which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited." Verse 4, it says, "The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set one that is profitable." And who is that profitable one? Is Yahweh Shah. All right. And right now we're seeing what the we're seeing hold on, Slakia. We're seeing basically the Lord coming back and gathering his world back. Scripture says what the Lord shall visit the world which he had made. Um this is second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 27. It says, "For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. And as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome." It says, "And the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared." You see, and we're seeing that right now. So this present world, it's all being done away with. All right. It's what? Evil's being quenched right before our very eyes. All right. And the fruit has been so long without fruit. It's being declared. Righteousness is going to be established on the planet Earth forever. All right. And what the issuing in of that, basically, before we get complete and utter righteousness upon the planet Earth, destruction must happen. All right. The evil must be done away with. Matter of fact, I'm gonna end it at that. Yep. So the Numbers 35 and 33 says, "So ye shall not pollute the land therein ye are, for blood it defiles the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it." You see? So America, so what? The so-called white man, Esau, Edom, they have shed a lot of blood. They have polluted a lot of lands. All right, especially what? A land of America and a land of Israel, which in the book of uh, uh, Ezekiel 34 and 35 talks about that, how they basically took the two nations, which is what? The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, and took their lands, which is what? Israel and America. You see, he has to be repaid for all of that. All right. So guess what? The Lord's not going to come back. The Lord's not going to establish his kingdom until what? He gets that vengeance, until he pleads our cause, until he what a number says, into therein by the blood of him that shed it, you see, until his blood is spilt. All right. What his book of Amos says was, because thou have not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. All right. These are all scriptures that we've been telling you for years. The payback that you're gonna get for touching the Lord's people. All right. Your land being destroyed, America being utterly wasted by missiles. All right. And what? Our Redeemer, Yahweh Shah, coming back and uplifting his people, starting with what? The elect, all right, which is the so-called Negro man, the so-called Latino man, and the so-called Native American man. All right. Those are your future rulers. Those are the ones who's going to be ruling in the up and coming in the up and coming next kingdom. All right. And all you heathens, all you people who shat on us and put us down and try to make us a reproach and a byword, you all going to get repaid for all of those. Every single one of you. All right. That's all I got, man. Lord will have this video as NF5 free brothers out there. Until next time, shalom.